We have an entrance, a cave entrance over here, but I'm not going to go into it just yet. I want to do a little bit more fog busting over here. Strange that we get the pack, but not the actual corpse to loot. I totally misaimed there. Get away from me. Holy Jesus. Need some skeletons. So this thing must be like wasting my skeletons right now. Holy shit, I'm walking right next to the other goddamn boss. Alright. Oh, hold up. Oh my god. Just about to walk into a trap there. Alright, so we moved past its threshold. There's a threshold for all the monsters in this game that once you move past it, it'll just like make a beeline back to its original placement. Which is good for us because then that means we can slowly approach the thing again. Is it this guy? Yeah, there he is. Oh my god. Oh wait. Holy shit, this thing actually gained all of its hit points back. How? Really need to keep my skeletons up. Light Fiend died. Wow, this guy's getting like healed. Actually, here, take out the other one. This fool right here. The matriarch. Oh my god, this thing just it's like got all of its hit points back. Both of them. I just need to know which one's healing. Please take it out. Come on, take him out. Yeah. I think that thing was the healer because... No, this thing just healed. Oh, you want to know what it is? They're not being healed via like a healer. It's constitution. Wow, this sucks. That was pretty tough. I mean, what if that thing was like devastating? I think if we ever get into one of those situations, I might just end up like respawning the map. You know, if we ever get into the situation where we have like a boss that's just absolutely gonna crush us and there's nothing we can do, or it's like one of those bosses that like, I don't know, has like the ridiculous resistance to everything and you can't do any damage to the thing and you know it's just gonna be a war of attrition and it's gonna take an hour to kill it. If we're gonna get into something like that, we're just going to just reload the campaign and then hope for a better spawn. I feel like that's pretty much a realistic way of looking at it. It looks like most of the stuff that we have here is not good. Got a new amulet. Yeah, that was another complaint that I had, was just the difference between the components and the rings and amulets. Is that there's nothing explicit. there's no like color difference between them, so it's like all of your rings and amulets end up getting lost into all your components, or vice versa. That would be a small fix too. All I need to do is just, I don't know, you know, change the outline, change the coloring. Just a cosmetic change. So strange. I could have swore we were just in this place, but we were just in another cave. Similar. Got the boss. No, how the hell did that thing that just heal? Did you see that? Damn, man. I just want to know. I really gotta know. I gotta find this out. Like, what they're doing to actually heal themselves like that, because it just seems to like come out of nowhere. This is one reason why I don't like the auto sort. God, it looks like shit sometimes. And I'd really wish it would prioritize like all of these like little tiny 1x1 squares to be on the left-hand side, or at least have an option in there so you could set it that way. I don't know, some sort of like customizable auto sort would have been nice. Okay, so the sound I'm making right now is me trying to cast Ill Omen from too far away by holding shift. Because if I was just to like right click cast this on somebody, it would actually move me in the castable range. And since I'm just doing it with shift being held down, it won't let me cast it. It's funny. I make the noise, but it won't actually show you the animation or actually cast it. But I'd really love to find a necromancer offhand. That'd be really sexy. I just keep collecting more and more shit here that I think is just getting lost. You know, I never had this problem in Diablo 2. Now that I think about it, I don't remember actually really having that problem in Path of Exile either. So why does this game have to be the exception? Like, why does inventory management problems have to be a thing for this one? And you would think with a game like this that it would be a priority for them, for the gaming company, for the developers to actually get that right. Seeing that it's kind of, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's pretty much an essential component to, you know, these Diablo-esque action RPGs. Wouldn't you say that inventory management is like a fundamental aspect to these games? I would say that that's fair. I think so. But I understand that there's going to be some people out there that are going to be total Diablo 3 fans that are going to say something like, well, Diablo 3's isn't like that. Because it isn't. It's completely streamlined. Because all the weapons and armor and everything else in the game is basically a uniform shape and size, so you never really have to play inventory Tetris. That's one of the reasons why Diablo 3 is worse than its two predecessors.
Can't do that.
And fuck you if you disagree. You're wrong. I feel like the only people that absolutely, positively argue it from that point of view and say that Diablo 3 was somehow better than Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 are usually kids, are usually people that were just simply not old enough or weren't even born when the original Diablo was around. Meaning that they didn't grow up with Diablo and Diablo 2. They didn't play it when those games were huge and really popular. They might have only started the series with Diablo 3, so that's the, you know, the totality to their experience. Maybe they have tried Diablo 1 or Diablo 2, but come on, man. If you've never played Diablo 1 or Diablo 2 and you're just starting off playing those games like in 2016, you just want to like kind of check them out, like you're probably not going to be into them, because I can imagine they look like shit. They have not aged well in the graphics department. But Diablo 3 was a shitty game. It was terrible. I feel like it was lesser of a Diablo game in part by its inventory system, among many other things, right? I'm just saying that, you know, in the context of inventory management and playing inventory Tetris, Diablo 3 didn't have it because it streamlined everything. And was worse off because of it, in my opinion. So we have a better belt here that gives us 4% total speed. We lose all those resistances, though. Well, it's only 2. Yeah, let's go for it. The total speed is good. If I'm not mistaken, I think total speed means literally total speed, and like that gives you plus 4% faster attack speed and then movement speed. I don't know if it actually gives you casting speed. I think it might just be movement and attack speed. Maybe. I'm gonna have to look that up again, because I remember reading it and then all speed was... One description of it, from what I remember, said something like, when it says all speed, it really means all speed. You know, I've come to the conclusion that out of all the grief that I've given Diablo 3 over the years, is that the way I would come to peace with Diablo 3 is if Blizzard had not released it as Diablo 3 and had not released it as a numbered sequence in the Diablo franchise, and had it not been a sequel to anything, and rather if they made it into a Diablo spin-off, if it was like Diablo Adventures in Tristram, or I don't know, you know, just called it something else and it was supposed to be a Diablo spin-off, I totally, absolutely 100% would have been on board with that. But I just can't call it the next evolution of Diablo games, as in, you know, the next in the sequence from Diablo 2 to Diablo 3. I just can't call it that. I just can't. I will also say that the game... Diablo 3 should have been Path of Exile. Diablo 3, like when it came out, I think should have came out looking like Path of Exile 2. And what I mean by that is Path of Exile, to me personally, looks like... It looks like if Diablo 3 were to come out in like 2007 or 2008, that it would have looked like Path of Exile. And I have like this really weird like fantasy scenario in my mind, and it just totally makes sense. I'm sure it would make sense to other people, especially if you agree with that statement that Path of Exile's graphics looks like something really old and outdated. But I think Path of Exile does like a really good way of emulating the Diablo experience, and it definitely adds some new features, new components to it that makes it an obvious like successor as a Diablo 3. Oh, no shit. Okay, so the cave system actually connected this way. I thought it was connecting north to south, but completely wrong. Speaking of which, there's a lot of activity going on in the Blizzard/Diablo world. Been all kinds of talks about them, and was it BlizzCon, and about some Blizzard-related projects up in the mix right now. I think there's been talks about Diablo related products plus Diablo 4. But I don't know if those are still in the rumor mill or if something has actually been confirmed yet or not. I think this might still be in the rumor mill process. Meaning, before I don't even know if BlizzCon or whatever they're doing, they're announcing all this stuff. I don't even know if that's even taken place yet. But I know that Diablo has been in the headlines quite a bit lately, and it seems to me that there's been like. There's been a lot of speculation about what this project is, about whether or not it's going to be the Diablo 2 remaster, or if it's going to be Diablo 4, or something else completely different. You know, as I say, how I wish Diablo 3 was actually just a Diablo spin-off. You know what? That could be literally what we're getting, is a Diablo spin-off. Who knows? Okay, so here we are. We're going up to this little area up here. Oh, right here is where we left off. I remember now. This is the bridge. 5,000 iron bridge. You know, I'm just gonna do it anyways. But I just don't understand what this is. Was it like this at the start? I wonder. All right, well, I'm gonna come back to this, like, this other entrance here. Totally gonna go that way. These are, like, goblins? Gobos! Grobles? The reason why I want to go this way is because, first of all, we already have it all completely explored. I mean, according to the map, but there's also this waypoint over here that I'd really love to get my hands on at least first. Global Snake Clan Tracker. Okay. Global. Gobble. I'm wondering if this game is trying to, like, just basically create an amalgam creature. Meaning there is no goblins and there are no orcs. There's just both. Global. Burwich Reconnaissance Report, okay. Get a little bit of lore here. This is all new, so we are going to scroll through it a little bit slowly so people can read. Scout Thalna. Roger Dodger. Looks like I have a ring here that I can't even equip yet. Interesting. So I'm guessing most of the other stuff that we did pick up is going to be stuff that we're not going to use. Okay, anyways. Before we head back down to town, I'm just curious to find out how this all connects. Some sort of cave entrance. So I'm guessing this seems fairly obvious, right? Because I've never gotten up to this point, but back over here before we repaired the bridge, I'm assuming that this little area thing that we go into, it's a cave system, and that's where we end up popping out of. Or maybe that's what I did the last time, right? Maybe that is what I did the last time, because that little hill looks familiar. I remember getting up to here, I think. And that's also the reason why I'm keeping all that.
See anything you like?
That scrap in my inventory. That shield was considerably worse. We were going to keep the ring for a little while. And I think the rest of this stuff was just junk. Although this amulet is a possibility. I did not actually take a look at that, so definitely gonna want to actually take a little peek, take a little gander. Be nice to actually equip, like, you know, some quality pants. The reason why I have the ones that I do is because, hey man, 92 armor. You can't beat that. Pretty good. I think we're just gonna sell you. As a matter of fact, we could take a look at the armor here. He's only got the one pair. Yeah, I'm really not that big into taking a look at the items via vendor. I mean, I probably should, but I don't know. I just really haven't found anything in here that's like totally blow my mind, I need to have kind of thing.
Iron well spent.
So just out of curiosity, what does this thing do? Vitality, Aether, poison damage, vitality decay, lots of health. +1 to raise skeletons. Oh yes. Elemental damage converted to acid damage to Blood of Dreeg. Holy shit, this thing's pretty godly. This right here is perfect for a Kabbalist. Wow. 8% crit damage to Blood of Dreeg. Ridiculous. I'm still going to equip it anyways because, you know, for the obvious reasons, for the raise skeletons and the attack speed bonus. But holy shit. And we're pretty close to level 15, by the way. So Luther Graves says, thanks for saving my behind back there. Turns out not all rifts mean bad business. I've gone ahead and set up shop. Let me know if you need anything. So we're now friendly with Devil's Crossing. Fantastic. We got 350 experience points, which puts us ever so closer to gaining another level, and we got 500 Devil's Crossing reputation. Reputation! And from what I've gathered the last time that we got this guy, I think he's just a better quality vendor. Because as you can see here, he's got a lot more green items. I think that's really the case here. There we go. Increases armor by 8%. They're not that expensive. I'm gonna buy them. And as far as the helmet goes, so it literally would be a better helmet. It's got CDR. It's so goddamn expensive, I can't even afford it. And then as far as the other stuff, yeah, here we go. This is the guy that actually had the medals. Oh, I just want to buy one. It's so expensive, though. +1 is spectral binding. Oh, that one is so good. It's so expensive. Oh, this one's got a bonus to pets? No, and it's so expensive. So, do I really want a small percentage bonus to physique and spirit, or do I want just the flat bonuses to cunning and spirit? I think the answer is this one. And it's cheaper. Alright, so we're just gonna have to keep our scruples about us and try to get our hands on some more money. Let's see here. We wanted to equip the pants, of course. Sell those, and then I think we will just go visit our stash, because I'm seeing a couple of components here that we could actually dump off.
I'll keep your stash safe.
What do you got here? A frigid heart. Cracked lodestone. Plating. Searing embers. Emeralds. So we could absolutely sell that. So I'm just taking a look at some of the components that I have. I'm just taking a look at what they actually add. The actual ability name and everything. Because I feel like we're getting really close to that point where we could probably start adding these things to our armor. Maybe. I don't know if I feel comfortable with it quite yet. Because literally, if I find a better gun, I'm just going to equip the better gun. Like, I am not attached to any of this equipment whatsoever. I will have to say that, let's see here, what do I have here? Like, this ring right here, this ring is ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna end up having this ring equipped for a long time. Unless I get, like, a better ring that has similar affixes on it, where I get, like, you know, very applicable bonuses that I feel comfortable replacing it. This thing's going to be attached to my finger, which means that the components, I don't know if these things, holy shit, these things actually do work on rings, right? I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't know if we can add components to rings. I hope I can. Oh, okay, I see. So when I hover over a ring, if you notice down here, look at the chilled heart. It shows you the components that I think can work for it. Interesting. So we can use roiling blood, frozen heart, or what was the other one? The polished emerald. Roiling blood. Don't I already have one? Oh. Right, okay, so the components. So I got polished emerald, frozen heart, or roiling blood are components that I can add to my rings. Very interesting. So I should probably put one of these on my ring, but the question is what? This would be really good for obvious reasons. I mean, it's all good. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Every part of it is good. I really wish the cold resistance on it was a little higher. I mean, that's just good overall, but it's also kind of like meh. I mean, it basically, what it equates to is like every attribute point. So we have 2 attribute points available to us, right? That means if I put 1 attribute point into physique, for instance, we're going to go up to 230 points because every attribute point is worth 8 individual points. So basically all the emerald is 1 attribute point for each of the 3 attributes. That's all it is. And this just gives us a little bit bonus to our damage. The plus 16 flat offensive ability, that just makes us more able to hit the actual land a hit against an enemy. So every time we swing or shoot a gun or whatever, and that's all that affects. So I don't know. I guess the biggest one right here would be Frozen Heart, but I don't know. Is that really worth putting on here? My cold resistance right now is 36%.
I'll hold on to that for you.
I don't know what to do. I think that there's got to be other components out there that affect like rings and amulets and stuff. So, and I'm not sure what those are. Some of them might be like higher tiered, meaning that we're not going to see them until higher tiered difficulties. I don't really want to wait.
Of my wares.
The whole reason why this is kind of like burning a hole in my pocket, so to speak, is because
Iron well spent.
the sooner I have it in my gear, the sooner I'm going to reap the benefits of having it equipped. Pretty obvious. So I definitely want to do this as soon as possible. All right, let's go talk to all these poor sods over here. I don't remember if I actually spoke to these people before we died. So we got Darian here. I can't do this. I can't. This is all too much. Hang in there, broski. Okay, then we got Gertrude. I miss real food. I'm not used to eating this. I think it's meat. Goodbye. And then we got Marcus. Where did it all go wrong? One minute I'm making the trade deal of my life. The next I'm stuck in the middle of the woods, surviving on scraps. We've all suffered in the grim dawn. I don't think you understand the scope of the situation. I was going to move to the estates. The estates! I'm sorry? Okay, then we'll talk to Duncan here.
Oh, hello, traveler.
If you find yourself going about these parts, I was wondering if you'd help us locate somebody. I'm a bit tied up with the forge here. Let's ask him, what are you doing out here? Arming these people against the dangers of Cairn. Doing the best I can with what I've got. What did you need help with? My master, Ingram, left our camp earlier today. He's intent on fighting a group of survivors that he considers quote-unquote worthy of our smithing talents. We don't exactly see eye to eye in the matter of who we should be helping. Ingram wants to field an army and take the fight to the ethereals. I'd rather save as many as I can, whether they can fight or not. I want to help these people, but without my master's forging hammer, the sacred Malleum Menhir, I remember reading this, I won't be able to make anything worth a damn. A blacksmith? We could use you in Devil's Crossing. If you get the Malleum Menhir back, I'll gladly join you in Devil's Crossing after I use it to help out around here. Please seek out my master and get the Malleum Menhir back. I saw him heading out to the northeast. He couldn't have gotten far. Okay, we will find Ingram.